Sawadee Krap! Today we leave Thailand and go to Malaysia to the Langkawi island. We'll tell you how to get there and how much it costs. We'll talk about transport on the island, accommodation and what month is the best to go there. We'll show you the main attractions and local beaches, talk about food, get acquainted with the locals and many other interesting things. Pour something to drink, take some treats and let's get started. The first step is to get into a taxi to get to the bus station where an intercity bus will be waiting for us. Are you ready?
Yes.
Where are you going?
We're going to Malaysia and we're going to drink some wine near the pool and relax with us, please.
We bought bus tickets in advance just in case about a week ago. A ticket to Satun for one person cost us 415 baht. We chose an overnight bus so as not to have to look for accommodation and immediately take the ferry to Langkawi in the morning. The trip took about 7 hours and we were dropped off at Satun at 5 am.
Лера, пару впечатлений опиши.
Incredible.
We couldn't find a taxi in the apps, but we met a tuk-tuk which offered to take us to the seaport for a price slightly above average. We had no options, so we agreed.
How are you guys?
It was just so nice.
I don't know how it happened, but we ended up at the port 4 hours earlier than our schedule. There was not a soul in the port. Someone tried to sleep, swatting away mosquitoes with one hand, and I decided to give you a short tour of the territory. True, at 5 am it all looked very post-apocalyptic. It felt like we were in Chernobyl. Soon we bought tickets, went through passport control and boarded the ferry. 2 hours and Malaysia will meet us. Langkawi is the main island of the archipelago of 99 islands of the same name in the Andaman Sea, located in the northwest part of Malaysia off the coast of Thailand. And if you look at the map, it may seem that the island is located on the territory of Thailand. But here's what's interesting. In the past, when Thailand was called Siam, Langkawi was the subject of territorial disputes, and in 1826 the island was captured by Siam, and in 1909 the island returned to Malaysian control. Meanwhile, we sailed to the island and went through passport control. And now is the time to say a few words about transport on the island. There is no public transport here, you can call a taxi or tuk-tuk or rent a bike or car. Now let's check in and go in search of bikes. As for housing, please forgive me, but I lost the files of our housing inside. But I still have footage from our roof. Not a heavy luxury of course, but very good for the money. Artificial lawn, a swimming pool with a cool view and a very instagrammable shower. As you may have noticed, the sky is overcast and you might be wondering, when is the best time to go to Langkawi? The best time to travel Langkawi is from November to June. The greatest amount of rain falls in September and October. And on the island you can meet monkeys at every step. The first place to visit is Langkawi Geopark in the capital of the island Kuah. Here is the main symbol of the island, a huge eagle. Langkawi literally translates to red-brown eagle. This island is inhabited by rare eagles with brick-colored wings. There are several stories and legends associated with the history of the Thailand. One of them says that Langkawi was created by a giant eagle which threw its eggs into the sea, and one of them turned into an island. Another legend says that during the Siam's attack on Langkawi, a flock of eagles flew high into the sky, thereby warning the local population that the time to arm themselves and meet the enemy with dignity. So they repelled the attack, and the eagle became the symbol of the island. Well, I don't know, the first version sounds somehow more plausible. Various concerts, fairs and festivals are held on this square. The park itself is nothing grandiose, nice well-kept green park with a pond. There is another attraction nearby, Maha Tower. The root of the tower's name comes from the Malay word Maha, which translates to Almighty. Thus the tower is a symbol of confidence and courage. Designed to become the new heart of the island, Maha Tower has cemented itself at the pinnacle of Langkawi city, fulfilling its role as a world-class entertainment hub and unique entertainment venues. Let's talk a little about the beaches of the island. There are many beaches here and they are all great. If you are looking for a beach to just sunbathe and swim, then here are the two best beaches for this in our opinion. Pantai Chinang and Pantai Tinah. The second one is perfect for agricultural workers, so to speak, it will warm the soul with thoughts of home. Interestingly, local residents believe in various legends and stories and therefore don't like to swim in the sea, since various monsters live there. Therefore it's mainly migrants who work as lifeguards on beaches. And if you are looking for something more interesting and exotic, then put on a helmet and let's go! And the first beach that sunk into our souls is Wild Beach. Its name speaks for itself. We were stunned by the view even as we approached. It's very quiet, secluded place and the beach looks like you're in a movie. And the most surprising thing is that we didn't meet a single tourist here. We got lost here for a whole hour, walked around, took pictures and just didn't want to leave. An indescribable feeling, just you and nature. After driving a little more, we reached St. Discal's beach. And before we even got to the beach, we were surrounded by these cuties from all sides. After about 30 minutes, we of course remembered that we had arrived at the beach, but we were not at all interested in it. You know, this is a special type of meditation. You just watch them, relax and get a charge of positive energy. If we talk about the beach, it is cool, clean, there are already people here, but there are very few of them. We are pretty hungry, which means it's time to talk a little about the food on the island. Here you can find any cuisine. European, Asian, Arabic and wherever you want. Each cafe or restaurant has its own unique design, like for example this cafe in the style of Pirates of the Caribbean. In fact, the island is very strongly associated with piracy. Malaysia was a British colony for many years, and the British used the island as a base to combat piracy in the region. Due to its geographical location, Langkawi was an object of interest for pirates. At different periods of history, it served as a refuge for pirates and a place where they could hide their treasure. Therefore, the island still attracts treasure seekers. That evening, we decided to visit the Telaga Walk food court. There are not many food stalls here, but we are pleased with the variety. Here you will find Malay food, and Thai, and Korean, and European. In general, we made an order, and while we were waiting for food, we saw an incredible sunset. The girls immediately ran to take pictures, because it's really not every day that you see such an abundance of colors in the sky. Well, and we couldn't resist visiting the classic Malay night market. The prices here are very reasonable, the food is delicious, and there is a good selection. But do you know what I realized when I walked through this bazaar? Due to the fact that Malaysia was a British colony, we didn't meet a single person during the whole day who did not speak English. English is very clean, we understood everything, and most importantly, they understood us perfectly. After Thailand, you really feel it. Well, let's move on. Driving around the island is a pleasure, and you know, after Phuket you really feel this contrast in the number of tourists. The roads are almost empty and you only see a car or bike once in 5 minutes. We are not talking about city roads, of course. So while driving around the island, we accidentally found one incredible place. Very cool Insta place. The cave turned out to be artificial, but this didn't spoil the impression of the place one bit. Birds live in the cave, so if they suddenly fly out, don't be alarmed. You can climb the cave and enjoy the view from above, but be careful, these stones are hollow and quite thin. I was blind and didn't immediately see the sign about this and boldly climbed onto one of these fake stones. But what a surprise I was then! Let's move on. Not far from the airport there is another unusual place, an abandoned wave breaker. Cool, peaceful place to take a stroll at sunset. Locals love to come here to fish. And the sight of this destroyed bridge is both frightening and fascinating. Also here, right above your head, you can see planes taking off and landing, but unfortunately we were late and the next plane was supposed to take off only in an hour and a half. And the last place for today that we want to show you is located on the territory of Resorts World Langkawi Hotel, but we were let in here without any problems, even though there were military equipment on the territory. Asia, what can I say? In general, there is a beautiful embankment with a lighthouse and a view of pleasant quiet bay. Catamarans and yachts set sail from the pier, pleasant music is playing, and preparations are underway for some festival of Lima 2023. Walking along the embankment, we met the reincarnation of a terrible dictator. Do you recognize him? This concludes our trip to Langkawi. What? Sky Bridge? Oh yeah. The most attentive viewer may ask, where is the main attraction of the island? We were already 300 meters from the entrance when a powerful downpour began, which didn't end for several hours, but the situation is that we may not be allowed onto the bridge simply because of strong wind or fog, because it is not safe. So we definitely have a reason to come back here. But our journey doesn't end. We are already going to the airport to continue our exploration of this beautiful country. By the way, while we were waiting for our flight, we heard some strange noise outside and decided to see what it was. Remember we saw the installation Lima 2023? It turned out to be the Langkawi International Maritime and Aerospace Exhibition. That's why we saw military helicopters. And while we were sitting at the airport, an air show rehearsal was taking place. Well, we fly further to the capital of Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. Langkawi definitely surprised us and very pleasantly, so we will definitely come back here again. It's time to switch our phones to airplane mode, so we'll say goodbye to you. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next video. That's all for today, see you in new videos, sawadee krap!